Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The Chicago Bears were supposed to be turning a page. After years of struggling to find their quarterback of the future, the franchise finally used the #1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft to select Caleb Williams, the dynamic, charismatic, and generational talent out of USC. Hailed as the savior of the franchise, Williams was meant to usher in a new era alongside a revamped roster featuring Pro Bowlers, young playmakers, and a front office committed to winning. But in a shocking twist that no one saw coming, the honeymoon period between Williams and the Bears is already on the rocks. And at the center of the storm is wide receiver D.J Moore. According to multiple reports surfacing from inside the locker room, Caleb Williams has made it clear he doesn't want to play alongside Moore. What was supposed to be the beginning of a bright future in Chicago has suddenly turned into a full-blown crisis. Sources close to the situation have described growing tension between the rookie quarterback and the star wide receiver dating back to the team's pre-draft meetings and minicamps. While Williams has kept his public comments measured, insisting he's excited to be a Bear, behind the scenes, it's a different story. Insiders say Williams has privately voiced concerns about Moore's leadership, attitude, and on-field chemistry. Some within the organization claim that Williams doesn't believe Moore fits the culture he wants to build in Chicago. Others go even further, alleging that Williams gave the front office a direct ultimatum: move DJ Moore or risk a fractured locker room before the season even begins. For a franchise that has struggled to maintain stability and identity for decades, the idea of internal drama before a single snap is terrifying, and it's beginning to tear at the fabric of the team. DJ Moore, for his part, hasn't stayed silent. The veteran wideout, acquired just last year in a blockbuster trade with the Carolina Panthers, is said to be furious about the reports. He has reportedly confronted both Williams and members of the coaching staff, demanding clarity about his role and his future with the franchise. According to team insiders, Moore feels disrespected and blindsided, especially after posting one of the most productive seasons of his career in 2024. He sees himself as a leader in the locker room, someone who paid his dues during a turbulent rebuild. Now, with a rookie quarterback trying to erase the old guard, Moore finds himself in an impossible position. Either he swallows his pride and accepts a diminished presence in the offense, or he forces a trade out of Chicago just 1 year into his tenure with the Bears. What makes this situation even more combustible is the lack of clear communication from the coaching staff and front office. Head coach Matt Eberflus has avoided the subject altogether during media availability, often deflecting questions with vague answers about internal discussions and getting everyone on the same page. General manager Ryan Poles, who has staked his entire career on the success of Caleb Williams, is now walking a tightrope. Choosing sides could damage the locker room beyond repair, but avoiding the issue only allows the fire to spread. Multiple players have already taken to social media with cryptic posts that hint at tension and division. And with OTAs looming, it's only a matter of time before this rift becomes impossible to ignore. The Bears are no longer just managing expectations. They're managing egos, emotions, and a potentially explosive conflict that could derail everything they've built. Fans, too, are starting to sense the storm brewing. Chicago supporters have been desperate for a reason to believe, a franchise quarterback they could finally get behind. They watched Justin Fields come and go, never quite given the support or consistency to thrive. Now, with Caleb Williams in town, they were ready to rally around a new face of the franchise. But hearing that Williams, before even playing a single down, is demanding roster changes, it's a gut punch. Social media is ablaze with divided opinions. Some back Williams, believing that a quarterback of his caliber should have the power to shape his environment. Others are furious, accusing him of entitlement and immaturity. And through it all, the Bears front office remains silent, letting speculation run wild while the locker room reportedly spirals into chaos. This isn't just about personalities. It's about power. Caleb Williams came into the league with more leverage than perhaps any rookie in NFL history. He skipped parts of the draft process, made branding demands, and even hinted he might return to school if he didn't like the situation. Now he's wielding that power in real time, testing how far he can push a franchise that desperately needs him to succeed. If the Bears cave and trade DJ Moore, they set a precedent that their star quarterback runs the show. But if they back Moore and risk alienating Williams, they jeopardize their long-term investment in the most important position in sports. Now it's a no-win situation, and it's playing out in front of a national audience hungry for drama. The Bears aren't just in the news, they are the news. And it's for all the wrong reasons. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Veterans in the locker room are reportedly torn. Some see Williams as a breath of fresh air, someone who brings accountability and high standards to a franchise that's lacked direction for years. Others feel Moore has earned his spot and should be respected as a cornerstone of the offense. It's a classic generational clash, young blood versus established presence. And it's creating divisions that the coaching staff is struggling to mend. Sources say team captains have already held private meetings to try and ease the tension, but with little progress. Every passing day without resolution makes training camp more daunting. If Williams and Moore can't find common ground, how can the offense build chemistry? How can the locker room trust in a united vision? These questions are haunting the Bears facility in Lake Forest, and they're not going away anytime soon. The national media has begun circling, and the comparisons are inevitable. Caleb Williams is already being compared to other quarterbacks who challenged the status quo early in their careers. Players like Aaron Rodgers, Cam Newton, even Kyler Murray. But while those comparisons might reflect his confidence and conviction, they also come with baggage. Rodgers clashed with teammates. Newton faced locker room scrutiny. Murray's leadership was questioned. Williams now faces a pivotal choice. Does he become a unifier or a divider? The talent is undeniable, but the NFL is filled with talented players who never reached their potential because they couldn't command a locker room. This early episode with DJ Moore might define more than a season. It could define a legacy before it even begins. And the Bears once again find themselves watching history unfold at the quarterback position. Just not the kind they hope for. Meanwhile, rival teams are watching with interest. If DJ Moore truly becomes available, several franchises will come calling. His combination of speed, hands, and route running make him a top-tier receiver, and in the right offense, he could thrive. The New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs, and even the Baltimore Ravens have been mentioned as potential landing spots should the Bears move him. But trading Moore would not just be a football decision, it would be a statement. It would confirm that Caleb Williams holds the keys to the franchise and that the Bears are willing to reshape their roster around his preferences. That might work out brilliantly if Williams lives up to the hype. But if he falters or if chemistry issues linger, it could be a decision the franchise regrets for years. The risk is enormous and the reward is uncertain. Yet that's the tightrope Chicago seems poised to walk. There is still time to salvage the situation, but the clock is ticking. The Bears need leadership, clarity, and above all, communication. Someone, whether it's Eberflus, Poles, or Williams himself, has to step forward and address the storm directly. A public show of unity between Williams and Moore could go a long way in restoring confidence both in the locker room and among the fan base. But continued silence will only feed the narrative that the team is unraveling from the inside. For all the optimism the offseason promised, the Bears are now facing the possibility of starting the Caleb Williams era with dysfunction and distrust. And in a city as passionate and demanding as Chicago, that's a recipe for disaster. The Bears don't just need a quarterback, they need a culture shift. And they need it fast before this story becomes a defining chapter for all the wrongs. Reasons, that's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.